ask that all players, coaches, and spectators abide by the NAIA champions of character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for today's contest. First for the visiting team, the pride of Clarke University. Leading off, in center field, number 10, Lily King. Batting second, playing second base, number 23, Elizabeth Leverton. Batting third, at third base, number 6, Emma Hodman. Batting cleanup, playing left field, number 16, Kaylee Holtum. At shortstop, batting fifth, number 17, Deja Bates. Batting sixth and pitching, number 22, Mallory Huseman. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 3, Kennedy Harris. The catcher, batting eighth, number 4, Abby Archer. Batting ninth, the DP, number 24, Leah Gray. And in the flex position, right fielder, number 8, Sydney Haas. The Pride led by head coach Garland Shirley. He's assisted by Kristen Duras, Mercy DeRike, Ashley Cullen, and Terry Bates. Playing second base, number 16, Madison White. The DP batting fifth, number 6, Jolie Kreider. The shortstop batting sixth, number 11, Madison Roberts. Catching and batting seventh, number 15, Lauren Hill. In right field, batting eighth, Carly Robbins. And playing third base, number 9, Daly Garland. In the circle for the Eagles, Fayette's own Jordan Ball. Eagles led by head coach Pat Reardon and assisted by Gene Reardon, Addison Reardon, Morgan Wilson, and Madison Zaccardo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for a prayer to be followed by the playing of our national anthem. Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant all athletes, coaches, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes and ask that you protect them from injury and harm. Help us to honor you in all that we do, on and off the field, and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. batting third baseman, number 6, Emma Hodnett. Eagles retire the side. Get over. Your score.
All right, Clarke, can you hear me over there? All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all you lovely folks at home or wherever you may be. This is Caitlin Streeter, and I will be bringing you today's doubleheader matchup between the Clarke Pride and your number 3 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles. Had a little bit of a delay at the beginning of the games, trying to get all of our student workers in line so they know what they're doing with the cameras. But exciting things to teach new people how to do it. That first inning was a quick 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles with a pop fly over to Casey Jolly in left field, a little grounder to Madison Roberts at shortstop, and then a strikeout by Jordan Ball on the mound. And now we will have CMU up at the plate. Leading off is going to be number 14, Kalina Oots. Batting second and playing left field is going to be Casey Jolly. Hitting third and playing first base is going to be number 23, Liz Palumbo. Batting cleanup and playing second base is going to be Madison White. Batting fifth is going to be our designated player, Jolie Kreider. First pitch to Kalina is a called strike. All right, and then batting sixth is going to be number 11, Madison Roberts, who's playing shortstop. Batting seventh and catching is going to be number 15, Lauren Hill. Hitting eighth and playing right field is going to be Carly Robbins. And batting ninth and playing third base today is going to be Daly Garland. And then the starting pitcher, like I said earlier, is going to be Jordan Ball. And that's a foul ball by Kalina there. Counts 0-2. CMU is 21-3 and 2-0 in the conference after yesterday's games against Mount Mercy. Kalina fouls another one off to that third base side. Clarke Pride is 8-8 and 0-2 in the conference. They fell to Missouri Valley yesterday, and I believe they played in Marshall. Yep, they played in Marshall yesterday, so they were close by, but the 0-2 pitch to Oots. Going to be outside for ball one. One and two. She's going to line that one down the third base side. For our first base runner of the day. Now up to the plate is number 1, Casey Jolly. First pitch, just a little high and inside. That was a called strike. I missed what happened there, but it looks like that pitch didn't quite count. Dead ball or timeout maybe by the pitcher. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But all right, ball high. 2-1. The 2-1 to Jolly. He's going to hit her right in the that did not look like it felt good. Right in that shoulder. But it's going to put 2 base runners on for CMU with no outs so far in the bottom of the first. Now up to the plate is going to be your first baseman, number 23, Liz Palumbo. Liz had a walk-off 3-run home run to end the first game yesterday against the Mount Mercy Mustangs. First pitch, swing and a miss. Sure, Palumbo was looking to add another hit like she did yesterday to her stats. She gets a high fly ball out to left, and the left fielder gets underneath that one for out number 1. Now batting is your second baseman, number 16, Madison White. That ball looked like it might have been outside, but it was just on the edge of the plate for strike 1. Count 1-1 for White here. Ball high. Long swing there for White. Count still even, 2-2. She gets a hold of it, lines it right at the right fielder, allowing Kalena to advance to third. Now up to the plate is number 6, Jolie Kreider. She swings at the first pitch, pops it way high, and it looks like it was going to go out of play, but the third baseman gets underneath it over there in foul territory for out number 3 of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 2 left on base for the Eagles that inning. Up to bat for the Pride is going to be Holtum, Bates, and Huseman. We will be back after a quick commercial break.
Bale takes the shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net! Yeah!
Leading off for the Pride is number 16, Kaylee Holtman. And she fouls that first pitch over the first base side net. Holtman grounds that one over to Daly Garland, who picks it up and tosses it over to Liz for out number 1 of the top of the second. Now batting is number 17, Deja Bates. First pitch fouled back. Deja is a senior out of Des Moines, Iowa. Swings at that, 0-2. Ball quickly ahead in the count here. The ball just missed that outside corner. Count 1-2. And Ball records her first strikeout of the day. Well, actually, no, her second. I take that back. All right. Now batting is number 22, Mallory Huseman. That ball catches the outside of the plate. Count 0-2 on Huseman. Huseman is also a senior, but she is from Dubuque, Iowa. She fouls that next pitch back. Still 0-2. Ball high. The 1-2 pitch. It's going to be just a little bit high and outside. The 2-2 pitch. She gets a hold of it and sends it to right field. Carly tracked it down but didn't get to finish that play. It looked like it was going to go foul, but he called it foul, actually, even though it looked like she touched it in foul territory, but that call is going to go in favor of CMU. Gives number 22, Huseman, another chance in the box. Count still 2-2, even with 2 outs. She fouls that one back as well. And J-Ball has her third strikeout of the day. She got Huseman to chase that one outside with her bat. All right. The end of the top of the second. The Pride has no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Up for the Eagles is going to be Roberts, Hill, and Robbins. Up to the plate is going to be number 11, Maddie Roberts, our shortstop. Number 22 that we just saw in the box for the Pride was Mallory Huseman. Like I said, she is a senior. Count 1-1 on Roberts here. Ball outside. 2-1. So Huseman is 3-5 on the year with 7 starts. Roberts catches that one, sends it high, but out of play to the left side. Count 2-2. It's like kind of ironic. We have a 22 on the mound for the Pride and 22 on the mound for CMU as well. Full count here for Roberts. She gets to battle it out with Huseman. Roberts lines that one right over the second base. For our first runner of the inning. Now batting is our catcher, number 15, Lauren Hill. First pitch to Hill, high and outside. Called strike. Two and one. As far as Clara, as far as your center field camera going in and out, I would say maybe have him check and make sure that his transmitter's facing us. Count 3-1. Here on Hill. Hill is one of, I believe, three juniors on our CMU squad. She's from California, Missouri, which is a fairly small town from my understanding. Hill fouls that one back. Hanging in there with the full count, 3-2. Hill is not letting go of this at-bat. She is going to battle it out with Huseman on the mound here. Three-two pitch. It's going to be in the turf for ball 4. CMU now has runners on first and second, bringing up number 8, Carly Robbins, to the plate. She's our right fielder. Carly is a sophomore, originally from San Diego, California, but her parents, I believe, reside in Kansas City now. Converted her to a Missourian, I suppose. First pitch to Robbins is going to be low. That ball high, 2-0. That ball catching the outside of the plate, 2-1. Shows bunt, but fouls that one backwards. An even count here, 2-2. Don't want to show that bunt again, because if you make contact and it goes foul, it's going to be an out for the Eagles. She holds up on that one, ball low and inside for a full count. Robbins gets the battle here now again. She hits a hard grounder over to the second baseman, but moves the runners, Hill and Roberts, over to second and third. Putting them in scoring position for number 9, Daly Garland, now up at the plate. She fouls that one off over the CMU dugout. Count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. She's going to foul that one too. The Eagles wanting to put the bats on the ball early, and they're going to make Huseman put in her work on the mound today. Throw in extra pitches as they foul them off. That pitch in the dirt. The Eagles wanted to score on that pass ball, but held up for some reason. I'm not sure. I couldn't see Pat over there on the third base side. He might have called her back, but count even, 2-2. Garland strikes out there. Sorry, I got distracted by my internet not working for my stats. Always gives you a heart attack. Just a little bit. We have number 14, Kalena Oots, our center fielder, up at the plate now. Still have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs on the board. Looking for Kalena to capitalize on the runners in these positions, but ball high. Count 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch. Gonna be just a little low. 3-1. Oots has the upper hand here over Huseman. Oots is a senior from Kansas City, Missouri. Called strike. Full count here for Oots with 2 outs and 2 runners on. She lines it over towards the third baseman, but it's picked up easily for the third out. To end the second, the Eagles have no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. Up next for the Pride is going to be Harris, Archer, and Gray. We'll be back here on the Heart Conference Network after a quick commercial break. Okay. Need the spectacles. All right. Going into the top of the third here. Leading off for the Pride is Harris. Count 2-1 here. Swing and a miss. Full count, not full count, even count, 2-2. Yep, count 2-2, I believe. Having technical difficulties with our camera today. J-Ball records her 4th strikeout of the day. Now up to the plate for the Pride is going to be number 4, Abby Archer. She's their catcher today. First pitch strike. J-Ball ahead in the count early. The 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And another swinging strikeout there for the Pride, giving J-Ball her 5th one of the day. Now up is number 24, Leah Gray. First pitch to her, called strike. 0-1. She fouls that one into her own leg, which never feels good, but she's ready to swing her bat. Oh and 2. Ball outside, making it 1-2 with 2 outs. Gray gets a hold of that one, but fouls it backwards over the CMU dugout. The 1-2. And J-Ball records 3 strikeouts for the top of the 3rd. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base for the Pride. Up next for CMU is going to be Jolly, Palumbo, and Madison White. Leading off this inning is going to be number 1, Casey Jolly. First pitch, she gets a hold of it and sends it over the third baseman's head, who touches it, but they call it foul. Jolly is a sophomore out of Napa, Idaho. She is one of their core players out and left. She gets a hold of that one and sends it up the middle. For a single. Now batting is number 23, Elizabeth Palumbo. Palumbo is also a sophomore, but she is from Sterling, Illinois. First pitch to her, just a little low. I thought he might call that one a strike, but it's a little different angle up here from the box. Liz gets a hold of that one, sends it skying into right field, but the right fielder, Sydney Haas, gets underneath that one. Now batting is number 16, Madison White, playing second base. White is a senior from Columbia, Missouri. First pitch, low and outside. The 1-0 pitch is going to be high. Looked like a rise ball that just went a little too far up. But I didn't pitch, so I'm not 100% on any of those. Couldn't really tell you. I agree, it is nap time. You want a headset, Clara? All right. I'll talk to Rachel. We'll see what we can do. I don't know why she decided to put me in charge of talking to all the people at home. It's probably a bad idea. The 2-0 pitch is going to be a called strike. White ahead in the count there with the 2-0, and she opted to not take that strike. Wasn't what she wanted. The 2-1. She bloops that one right over second base, but the center fielder comes in and snags that one. Almost getting Jolly over at first, but Jolly got back just in time. Now up is number 6, Jolie Kreider. Hit by pitch. That is our second hit by pitch today. The first one was Casey Jolly in the first inning. Jolly and Kreider both from Idaho. Looks like the pitcher doesn't really like them. Got something against Idaho, maybe. Did you say she doesn't like the potatoes? Madison Roberts grounds that one over to the second baseman, who picks it up for the third out. The end of the third, we're going to have no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base by the Eagles. Due up next for the Pride is going to be King, Leverton, and Hodnett. We'll be back after a quick break. One, two, three, due up here for the Pride. Leading off is going to be number 10, Lily King, the Pride center fielder. First pitch is going to be low. 1-0. Just a little outside. The 2-0. She's going to line that one down the third base line, and Garland picks it up but doesn't throw over. Not sure if she expected it to be foul or if she just didn't think it'd make it in time. Can't really read their minds, but it was right on the line, so I can assume. Now at the plate is number 23, Elizabeth Leverton. She's playing second base. She tries to bunt that one, and J-Ball grabs it in the air. I'm sure she's pumped about that one. They were all on their toes for that. Now batting is the third baseman, Emma Hodnett. First pitch to her. Thought it might be a strike, but I guess it was a little low. Ball high. 2-0. Three-one count here. Hodnett gets a hold of that one and sends it high, but out of play. Lauren Hill really wanted to get that one. She threw her helmet off pretty quickly. Count full now, 3-2. With one out. The Pride has a runner on first. 3-2 pitch. She skies that one out to left field, and Jolly tracks it down with ease. Holding that runner at first base. Getting a second out. Now batting is number 16, Kaylee Holtum. She is their left fielder. First pitch. Just missed below the strike zone. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls that one over the CMU dugout. A little grounder over to Madison White at second, who just tosses it underhand over to Liz Palumbo for the third out. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Pride. Due up for the Eagles is Hill, Robbins, and Garland. Now up is going to be your catcher, number 15, Lauren Hill. First pitch to Hill. Called strike. That one just snagged that outside corner of the plate. Ball high. Count 1-1. Another called strike. That one looked like it was about the same level as the pitch right before it. It was a little high, but again, maybe it's just my angle up here in the box. I'm not sure. Ball high, even 2-2. Sarah Linhart over there on our scoreboard is struggling. She still had 1-1 on the scoreboard. Hill gets a hold of that one, but only sends it into the sky. The third baseman tracks it down in foul territory. Now batting is number 8, Carly Robbins. First pitch to Robbins. Called strike. The 0-1. Right on that outside corner, and Robbins chased it but didn't get a hold of it. Oh, 0-2. Robbins gets a hold of that one, sending it to the right fielder, but not quite over her head like she wanted. That brings up number 9, Daly Garland, with 2 outs. Garland, that utility player I talked about a little bit yesterday. She plays kind of everywhere, and she's at third base now. She had been at second a little bit. First pitch called strike. Oh, 0-1. She sends that one high, and the center fielder comes in and grabs it right on the infield, edge of the infield. Quick 3 up, 3 down there by the Pride. Heading into the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base that inning for the Eagles. Due up for the Pride is going to be Bates, Huseman, and Harris. We'll be back on the Heart Conference Network here after a quick little break.
Bales takes this shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
Here, keep this camera down just a little bit so it doesn't pick up that. You see that at the top? Here, there you go. You might want to zoom it in a little bit, or you can just move the camera up. Okay, 5, 6, 7 due up for the Pride. Leading off was number 17, Deja Bates, but she gets hit by that first pitch. Not a great way to start the inning, but as long as ball keeps her, takes that deep breath on the mound and throws the next pitch instead of getting in her head, she'll be fine. First pitch. Shows bunt, but pulls back. Still called a strike, though. Now at the plate is the Pride's pitcher, number 22, Mallory Huseman. She showed bunt again. Count 1-2. Must have missed one there, but got it figured out. Hill throws down to first to try and get Bates on her leadoff, but overthrows it, but Bates doesn't get to take second base. No error there. J-Ball records her 6th strikeout of the day. Nope, 7 actually. Take that back. Maybe, if I can count. Not sure. And a quick double play there to end the inning by the Eagles. Quick 1-6-3 there. If you're wondering, I'm doing stats and broadcasting for you. So sometimes I'm quiet, but I'm talking. I'm doing it on the computer before I talk you through it, just so I don't mess it up. To end the top of the 5th, you're going to have no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base for the Pride. Due up for the Eagles is going to be Oots, Jolly, and Palumbo, 1, 2, and 3 in our lineup. First pitch to Oots. Called strike. Snag that outside corner. The 0-1. She fouls that one over to the Pride's dugout. There's a little road back there that occasionally we park on it when we're bringing stuff up to the press box, but it's a good thing we don't park there during game days because it'd take your windshield out for sure. Deep trouble. Count 0-2. She fouls that one over to the same area. My car would have had 2 broken windows, I guess. Oh and 2. Ball high. Count 1-2. High again. Even 2-2 now. It's the bottom of the 5th, nobody on the scoreboard. Kalena grounds that one over to the shortstop, and they call her out. It looked like she almost beat it out, but that was a little bit of a delayed call over there. We were really kind of sitting on the edge of our seats waiting to see what he was going to say. Now up to the bat is number 1, Casey Jolly. 1 out on the board. First pitch to Jolly. It's going to be high. Way high, over a hit high. Up in the sky, as Clara says over there. I remember when we were little and you played and you had those chants that were like too high. Yeah, like anything and everything they made into a chant. That one high as well, 2-0. Three and 0. She's throwing to that spot, and she really wants it, I think, but can't quite get the ump to say it's a strike. That last one, it looked like it was in the same spot, but he did give her that one. 3-1 now. Jolly thought it was going to be a ball. She threw her bat down and everything. The 3-1. Jolly fouls it back. Jolly started out way ahead in the count, but is now with a full count, having to battle it out with Hughesman on the mound. She fouls that one over the net, out of play. Three-two pitch. Almost in the dirt. But Abby Archer, their catcher, grabs that one. Jolly gets to take first. Now batting is the first baseman, number 23, Liz Palumbo. First pitch called strike. Liz has flown out her first 2 at bats. Count 1-1. One pitch. And turf, Jolly's going to go. And that throws just a little bit off the mark. I'm not sure if it went off Jolly's leg or if it just bounced behind her, but she gets to take that base. Count 2-1 now here on Palumbo. Catcher thought that one was going to be a strike. Oh, count 3-1, I believe now. It was just a little low. Liz gets a hold of that one, sending it high into left field, but the left fielder tracks that one down. Holding Jolly at second. Now batting is second baseman Madison White. White lined out her first at-bat and popped out her second. Comes into the box swinging. Fouling that first pitch off. The 0-1 pitch. Just a little low. 1-1 now. Fouls that one right back. Barely got a piece of it. Old habits die hard. I just watched her. Well, her hands are probably sweating. She's wiping it on the turf. But I just watched White reach down and touch the turf for a little bit like we used to do with the dirt. She gets a hold of that one, sending it to right field. But it's out of play enough that the right fielder can't get to it. Count still 1-2. Just looked at my phone and it shows that baseball ended their first game 4-3. Madison White lines that one down the middle infield, and they throw in trying to get Jolly at home, but it's cut off and they get Madison White at second. Let me see how I put that one into stats. It's going to be a single first. And then the first baseman, 3, cut that off. I'll be back momentarily while I figure out how to put this into stats.
Bale takes the shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
All right, I'm back. Took me a minute. I couldn't figure out why I didn't have the run scoring, and it was because I didn't put another plus sign to move Jolly around. So Madison White gets an RBI on that one, but it's going to end the inning. But it puts the Eagles on the board. J-Ball bobbles that one. Okay, that was number 4, Abby Archer there. She's going to first base. Courtesy runner for the Pride is going to be, where is my program for her name? Number 1, Harley Vasconcelos. Vasconcelos is easy, but I don't know the first part about that. I'm still probably not pronouncing it right. Too white. I'm sorry. Now at the plate is number 24, Leah Gray, the Pride's DP. That one is fouled back over the net, out of play. Count 0-2 now on Gray. Gray gets a hold of that one, sends it right over Liz's head at first, and Madison White picks it up but doesn't get the throw to first base before Gray gets there. It's not a great way to start the inning for the Eagles with 2 runners on and no outs. They're going to take a quick little timeout here on the mound to talk it over. I don't know that I see anybody over in CMU's bullpen, so I don't think it's going to be a pitching change yet. Yep, just a quick little team meeting. Now up to the plate is going to be number 10, Lily King, the Pride's leadoff batter, who singled over to Garland at third and the fourth. First pitch fouled off is what the umpire said. Oh, 0-1. She tries to bunt, pops it up, and Hill tracks it down over here in foul territory, keeping the runners on first and second. Bringing up the Pride's second baseman, number 23, Elizabeth Leverton. First pitch. She's going to foul that one into her own dugout. Oh and 1 with 1 out and 2 runners on. Ball has her work cut out for her this inning. Leverton fouls that one off, bringing the count to 0 and 2. The 0-2 pitch. She gets a hold of it and sends it over Garland's head, but Roberts tracks it down right on the foul line. So now they have runners on first and second still, but there's 2 outs. Bringing up the third baseman, number 6, Emma Hodnett. Emma is a sophomore from Commerce City, Colorado. She fouls that first one into the net behind her. Called strike. Ball just snagged that outside edge of the plate, putting her ahead in the count. The 0-2 pitch. Just gets a piece of it, sending it right over Hill's head, back into the net. That ball just a little high, bringing the count to 1 and 2. That pitch almost in the exact same spot, just a little high and outside maybe. Count even 2 and 2 with 2 outs and 2 runners on for the Pride. 2's on their board. Hodnett fouls that one into the net again, over towards CMU's dugout. Still even, 2 and 2 with 2 outs. Another tip of the bat there. She is fighting. She doesn't want to go down. Hodnett gets a hold of that one, sends it into right. And it is tracked down over there by Michaela Albert in right field. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base for the Pride. To end the top of the 6th, due up for CMU is going to be Kreider, Roberts, and Hill.
Bales takes the shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
Lead off the bottom of the 6 here is number 6, Jolie Kreider. She fouls that one back. Count 0-2 now. Ball outside. That ball high. Count 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Carter gets a hold of that one, but sends it sky high. But it's tracked down by the center fielder. A little. Doing okay over there? Now batting is the shortstop, number 11, Madison Roberts. Roberts is a sophomore out of Elkhart, Illinois. First pitch to her was just outside. Roberts gets a hold of that one, lining it towards the right fielder, but fairly easy to track down for Sydney Haas out there. Making her put in the work. Now up to the plate is number 15, Lauren Hill. Hill was walked her first at-bat and then flew out over in foul territory her second. Count 1-0. 2-0 now. That ball almost in the turf. Shout out to Alicia Gala yesterday helping us with our stats as I was broadcasting and producing. I only bring that up now because she told me yesterday not to say the ball's in the dirt since we have a turf field. Killed my mojo, if you do say. Count 3-0. That one a called strike, catching that outside corner. Hill ahead in the count here, 3-1. Hard grounder over to the shortstop, but she picks that one up for the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base that inning. For the top of the seventh, we're going to have the Pride leading off with Holtum, Bates, and Huseman. We'll be back after a quick commercial break here on the Heart Conference Network. Four, 5, and 6 due up for the Pride. Leading off is number 16, Kaylee Holtum. She takes that first pitch and sends it out over, almost over Casey Jolly's head, but she snags that one just barely. It's a great play by Jolly out there in left. Jolly's an awesome athlete and gets to show off sometimes her abilities. Now up to the plate is Deja Bates. First pitch to her was a ball. Swinging strike there. Count even at 1-1. That ball outside, 2-1. Bates is a senior. Introduced her earlier from Des Moines, Iowa. The 2-1. She pops that one straight up, and Hill's going to chase after it, almost taking out the umpire, but catches that one as well. For a quick 2 outs here for the Eagles. Due up for the Pride is number 22. Mallory Huseman, their pitcher. You don't generally see the pitcher in the lineup and on the mound. First pitch to Huseman is going to be high and outside. She has put her work in on the mound today. Over 80 pitches, I know for sure. I know it counts on here, but I'd have to look when she comes back up to pitch, but I'm not sure that she will since the Eagles have the lead here, 1-0. Probably won't bat the bottom of the 7th. This could potentially be the last out for the Eagles this game. Count 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Just a little low. 3-1. And a called strike for a full count now here, 3-2 with 2 outs. Eagles looking to close out this first game of the doubleheader against Clarke Pride. Huseman gets a hold of that one, and Kalena lays out in the center field and catches that one to end the game. The Eagles outfield definitely showed out this game, at least this inning for sure. Do an amazing job of backing up their pitcher, Jordan Ball. All right, that will take CMU to a 22-3 record, and the Pride to, I believe, an 8-9 record then, and an 0-3 in the conference, while the Eagles advance to 3-0 in the conference. All right, we'll be back here after about a 30-minute break for Game 2. Thanks for tuning in here on the Heart Conference Network.